Turner. Now, don't forget, you can listen to Good Things. We are streaming live over at supertalk.fm. We're also streaming from the SuperTalk Mississippi app. And, of course, you can always find us, too, on your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station. And don't forget to watch us. We are on SuperTalk TV on your computer or your mobile device. And today we're going to talk about an annual event that is a joint effort of many Mississippi's nonprofits. That's a good thing. That's serving people living with disabilities. And joining us today is Miss Catherine Bishop. She is the Executive Director of the Brain Injury and United Spinal Association of Mississippi. And I'm going to say that once, Miss Catherine, not 5 times fast. But welcome.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. And this is the 12th annual of the Miss Disability MegaConference. And you guys look forward to this every year because lots of folks come together to make this happen. So give us a little background about the MegaConference.
As you said, it's the 12th annual. This is a chance for people to come together. People love to come and make new connections, new friendships, and then revisit friends they don't really see anywhere else. Our focus continues to be increasing knowledge, hope, choice, and fulfillment of people with disabilities and their families.
Which I think anybody can get behind. I love it because we talk about it. I think I don't know how many years we've been helping you guys get the word out about it, but it's the uniqueness of bringing all the different nonprofits together to sort of host this one. And I think that's why y'all call it the Mega Conference, because you can hear that and then you think, oh gosh, is it too big for me to go to? But the mega part just comes from all the pieces coming together, right, Miss Catherine?
That's a great way to put it. Yes, we try to bring us all together because disability can look a lot of different ways for people. But at the end of the day, we're in it together. So we all come together. We typically have about 350. We anticipate about 350 attendees. And it's hosted right down the road from y'all at the Hilton here. And it's a wonderful event. We have a lot of fun.
So is it only for healthcare providers or is it for those living with disabilities, those who live with those disabilities? Who is the Mega Conference for, Ms. Catherine?
It's for persons living with disabilities, their families and caregivers, and as well as professionals and students, and anybody that has a heart for the disability community would be welcome. We do offer continuing education for 3 disciplines, so it's a great spot for professionals too.
What are those disciplines?
Social work, Department of Mental Health, and family and marriage counseling. Yeah.
So those people that need those CEUs or continuing education, then this would be a good place for them to come and do that. Will y'all have a lot of breakout sessions and speakers, or who's headlining, or keynote, I guess is what they say in the world of conferencing?
That's right. We've got 2 amazing keynotes I'm very excited about. One is a young lady whose name is Elizabeth Bonker. She is living with autism. She's nonverbal, but learned to communicate when she was 5 years old using an iPad device. I don't want to say the brand, but using a device. She learned she can communicate that way. So she's going to speak with us through her device, and we're very excited. She's been in the advocacy world for about 10 years post-graduation from college. She's got a book and a movie out, and she's just a very inspirational, wonderful person, and we're very lucky to have her coming to Mississippi.
So that's one of the keynotes, which I think would be very impactful, Miss Elizabeth Bonker, maybe. And then Dan Hall. I actually personally know Dan.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
If you've never had the opportunity to hear his story, which I'll let you share a little bit about it, or hear him speak, then this is a really great opportunity.
It is a great opportunity. He will be with us on the second day, on the Friday of the conference, and he had an accident in 2016 and was left as quadriplegic. So he's gone on to learn to live in his new reality, is I think how he puts it a lot, and is very inspiring. He's got a very powerful message of faith and family and hope for anybody that finds themselves becoming disabled later in life, or having had that be a lifelong condition. But he's great.
He was our guest preacher during the time of his accident, and so Dan was one of those who was full of life, on the go, preaching, fulfilling, doing missions, And then, it just took one tragic scenario where he had his incident, which I won't share his story. You'll have to come to see that. But then his life took a dramatic turn, and to watch him walk through that with faith, but then also still finding purpose and meaning whenever so many would give up, I think is incredibly inspiring. He's definitely worth hearing his story if you ever get the opportunity, which you can have the opportunity coming up in June. What are the dates for the conference, Catherine?
June 12th through 14th. June 12th is the kind of the pre-conference day. We do have we call it the family game night, but you don't have to be with your family to participate. We are the family, the community, and that's always a good time. People love game night. And then Thursday, June 13th, is our full-day conference, and we have 9 breakout sessions during the day, as well as Elizabeth and a lot of our lunch and award ceremony and gala in the evening that night. That's always fun. We get to dress up and have a DJ and dance, and dress up can look however you want it to look.
Just come with shoes.
Yeah,
right?
Come with shoes.
I
mean, I know one of our office girls is going to have on her fairy wings, so it's
shoes
a good time.
And fairy wings are welcomed. It's definitely, when you mention like a community and you think through all the nonprofits or people who come together to put this on. And when you mentioned earlier, Catherine, that disability looks different in so many different sort of ways, just going back to what you do every day with I'm going to say it again, Brain Injury and United Spinal Association of Mississippi. Yeah. Correct myself. I did it twice. So no. So give us a little background. Like, why is your organization so deeply committed to the MegaConference and bringing everybody together?
So we've seen with TBI, traumatic brain injury, and persons that live with that following, it affects them all kinds of ways. The brain is in charge of everything. So a brain injury can affect anything: sight, mobility, cognitive abilities, emotional regulation, any aspect can be affected. So really we can find common ground across the board, anything. And we're just we're passionate about TBI, but we see that the struggle is the same, and the need for advocacy and the need for support and the need for information is the same for the entire disability community.
I think support and advocacy is just such an important part of it. Just having this conversation today, even if someone may not necessarily go to the conference, just knowing that that's there, or looking through all the organizations that will be coming together. I mean, when I'm on the website, which is msmegaconference.org, all you have to do is click the planning organizations and scroll through them. And I'm like, good Lord, there are a lot of people who come together sort of for this and may have resources that someone listening particularly may need. From y'all's perspective, from the Brain Injury Association, what kind of resources do you offer families who may be living with a brain injury? I mean, they may not be thinking they're going to have one, but what type of resources do you have to offer?
Sure. We serve as a call center. People call into us and we'll help direct them, because you leave the hospital, you have a new diagnosis, a new way of life to deal with. A lot of information is given to you, and going home and trying to process that can be challenging. So we're there to help people process the what nows of living with a brain injury. We have resources and educational materials, and we provide support groups, this peer-to-peer connectivity. We have one here in the Jackson area. I'm going to plug it right quick.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, absolutely.
The first Mondays of the month at the Flowood Family YMCA, or second Mondays. And you can reach out to our office for more details, but coming together, whether you're a caregiver, family member, or survivor. And then we do social gatherings. Next month, we'll be going down to Twin Lakes for our support group camp out, and any of our members, our activities are always free to them and their families.
And then too, I know y'all raise great awareness on ways to protect against those TBIs. I know we're coming up in the summer months, so don't dive if you can't see the bottom.
That's great. And wear a helmet. I mean,
Wild diving?
no, anywhere else. That's what I always think.
Although
we should develop one. I like the way you're thinking.
if you know your kid well enough, you may need to, put all the floaties on all the places and everywhere. But if you're interested in the mega conference, it's msmegaconference.org is where they can register. Do anything else they need to know real quick?
Just if anybody out there that's unsure about if they want to go or if it's affordable, it's $50 for persons with disabilities. But please reach out via the website or to our organization. Different organizations might have stipends available to help send people. We don't want lack of finances to ever be a barrier if it doesn't have to be.
All righty. Well, I appreciate your time, Ms. Catherine. You guys stick with us. We got more for you coming up next.